Hey everybody, this is Tom Winterstein with ChartPros, and we're going to be doing a live video on the S&P 500, ticker/ES, and just taking a look at some of the market sentiments and directional assessment. As we begin to take a look at the S&P 500, ticker/ES for Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. And what we see is a series of since the all-time highs of mid-December, price went ahead and made a series of lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And we can see that through the channel that's built there with those two red trend lines until price broke above that trend line and wanted to retest all-time highs, got rejected just shy of there. Came back and retested that trend line that was there, but more importantly what it did is it made a higher low. And so now, from a market sentiment standpoint and directional assessment, anything above that upper trend line, my sentiment is I'd prefer to be long rather than short, so bullish, so to speak. And the question really is, can that trend line continue to keep holding? Now price can still go lower but make a higher low than that low right towards the bottom of that trend line, where we've got two lower lows that are down there. So long as price can stay above the upper trend line bound, and I've got Fibonacci's there to kind of give me some additional levels of interest, as long as price can stay above there, and it can still drop quite a bit, about 100 points or so, you know, the buy the dip regime will stay intact. And so as long as that trend line can hold, I prefer to be long. Now that doesn't mean that you can't trade to the short side, but if this were to continue, we've made a higher low that we've seen, so the question really becomes is, can we make a higher high, which we haven't done yet. We've come close. We tested the all-time highs and got firmly rejected. And what we're having a lot of experience with is just, you know, some news headlines that are impacting, you know, volatility in the markets, and it can be extreme volatilities, but nonetheless we see that the downtrend has changed, because we were making a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, until that trend line broke. Gave it a couple, 3 tests already with the gray oval circles there, and we've actually made a higher low, and that is the first step to confirm an overall trend change. And so it remains to be seen, can we make a higher high? As traders, we really shouldn't be bears nor bulls. We just want movement, and we sure have gotten a lot of that since the first of the year. And so if you're out there and you're trading, you know, that's kind of the way I see the market right now. I would prefer to be long this chart than short. That doesn't mean that you can't make short trades. This is a daily time frame, so there's certainly a lot of volatility when you go down to a 4-hour or even a 1-hour or 15-minute, 30-minute, something like that. And so that's my assessment for the S&P 500 for today, Wednesday, February 5th, 2025.